Okay, this is geometry lesson 1-5. We're going to be using formulas in geometry. So we'll start with perimeter and area. Perimeter of a plane figure is the sum of the side lengths of the figure, and the area of a plane figure is the number of non-overlapping square units that can exactly cover the figure. So perimeter and area. So these are some shapes that you've probably learned somewhere along the way already. We've got rectangle, perimeter and area, square, perimeter and area, triangle, perimeter, and area. Triangle, you add up the sides. Area, you take half times base times height. So this is just basically an overview of using formulas in geometry. All right, base can be any side of a triangle, but the height is a segment from the vertex that forms a right angle with a line containing the base. The height can be the side or on the inside or the outside of a triangle. So in a right triangle, the height would be the blue line there. In that triangle, the height would be inside. And then on that triangle, the height would be outside. Okay. Perimeter is expressed in linear units, such as inches or meters. Area is expressed in square units, such as square centimeters, miles squared, inches squared, whatever you want to use, or whatever the problem gives you. So find the perimeter and area of each figure. Well, that's a rectangle. So to find the perimeter, I would take 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So the perimeter equals 20 inches. And then the area would be 6 times 4, base times height, which is 24 inches square. All right. Perimeter and area of each figure. This is a triangle. So the perimeter would be, we add up all the sides. Well, x plus 5x is 6x, and 4 plus 6 is 10. So our perimeter is 6x plus 10 units. Okay, we don't know what x is in this case, so we leave it in terms of x. For area, we're going to go half times base, which in this case would be 6, times height, which would be right there. So x plus 4. Anytime I have an expression like that, I want to put it in parentheses. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. So our area is 3x plus 12 units square. All right. The Queen's quilt block includes 12 blue triangles. The base and height of each triangle are about 4. Find the approximate amount of fabric used to make the 4 triangles. Well, so we'd want to find amount of fabric would be area. Area of a triangle is half times base and height are the same. Half times 4 would be 8. So that means each triangle has an area of 8. Well, if there's 12 of them, I'd want to take that times 12. So it would be 96 square inches. All right, so use what they give you. Use the formula. All right, find the amount of fabric used to make 4 rectangles. Each rectangle has a length of 6.5 and a width of 2.5. So I've got to find my area. That's area again, amount of fabric. So area equals, I got to take 2.5 times 6.5. Use my calculator here to give me 16.25 inches square for one triangle. But I'm going to make 4 of them, so I'm going to take that number times 4, which gives me 65 inches square for the total for 4 rectangles. All right, circles. Circle, a diameter is a segment that passes through the center of the circle and whose endpoints are on a circle. Radius is the halfway point of the diameter. Comes the segment whose endpoints are the center and a point on the circle. Circumference is the distance around the circle. So if we're looking at these, radius is the red line, diameter blue, circumference the whole circle, distance around the outside. So we are familiar with some of these circle formulas from previous years. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, or pi times diameter, and then the area of the circle is pi r squared. You can use the pi button on your calculator. Um, you look at a TI-84, it's shift to caret. Um, if you're looking at well, you should have the pi button should be somewhere on your calculator, and I encourage you to use that. Find the circumference and area of a circle with a radius of 8. Use the pi key on your calculator, round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to go for circumference, we're going to go 2 times pi times 8. So if I do that on my calculator, I get 50.3 if I round that to the nearest tenth, and that's the circumference, so that's centimeters. To find the area, I take pi times the radius squared, so pi times 8 squared. Do that on my calculator. It gives me 201.1 centimeters squared. All right, so using the circle formulas as well. Find the circumference and area of a circle with radius 14. So circumference would be 2 times pi times 14 gives me 87.9, 88 actually, if you round that correctly. Doesn't really say. Meters, and then area would be pi times 14 squared. So use my calculator here to figure that out. 615.8 meters squared. So some basic formulas for plane shapes that you've probably seen somewhere along the way in your mathematical career so far. All right. That's a wrap for 1-5.